Imagine yourself at the Masters. You're on the 18th green. They hold the quiet signs up. You're tied with Greg Norman for the championship. It all comes down to this. It's a birdie putt. It's 18 feet. If you make it, you win. If you miss it, it's sudden death. Now, this is the kind of thing that happens in golf. Now, most people don't think of golf as an exciting type sport, but it is. It really is. You know, if you watch the tournaments on television, it can get pretty exciting right down to the wire. The reason I like golf is because I've told a few people in here that I've played since I was 2 years old. When I was 2, we had a little six-hole golf course out behind my house. And my dad would set me on his golf bag and pull me around from hole to hole so I could play. I've also not only played that long, but I've attended many golf camps Texas Tech has put on, and I learned a great deal through those, and I played the Junior PGA Tour for many years. I know that golf may not appeal to all of you, but it does to many people, and I hope I can supply some simple tips to help you enjoy a day out in the outdoors on a golf course, to give you a little outdoor activity. And the three things I'm going to talk about today are the types of grips you can use when playing golf, the stance and aiming at your target, and then I'll cover the swing itself and how to perform the swing. Okay, first I want to get into the three kinds of grips you can use. Okay. Now, when golf first came out, professionals like Ben Hogan, you know, I'm sure you've heard names like him, used a baseball-style grip. No fingers were interlocked, and the thumbs were straight down the shaft. This was the first type of grip ever used, and it proved to be fairly effective for many years. Of course, Ben Hogan has been synonymous with golf because he was one of the first real pros. Next came the interlocking grip. The thumbs are still straight down the shaft, just like in the baseball grip, except the fingers, the pinky on the left hand, or depending if you're right or left-handed, to me it'd be the pinky on my right hand and the first finger on my left hand are interlocked. And this provided for more stability throughout the swing. If you didn't, in a baseball grip, you may roll your wrist a little bit too much, and this provides less roll with that type of grip. The third type of grip is the overlapping grip. Now, this is the one that the pros on tour today use. And it's a little more difficult to master, but if you do get it mastered, it's a much better grip to use. The first thing is, in the interlocking grip, there's a line right here. You can see all the arrows on the grip right here. And you take your left hand and you put your thumb and your first finger together, just like that. You put the V of that finger right on that line and grip the club, just like that, keeping that V nice and tight. You take your right hand and you overlap it. This is the reason it's called the overlapping grip. Is your pinky overlaps your first finger, and you take your right hand and you just cover up the V on your left hand, just like that. And this provides for even more stability when you're throughout the swing. In other words, the club head, it keeps the club head flat to the golf ball, to the surface which you're going to hit. Because if your club head rotates out this way, the ball is going to go off to the right. And if it rotates this way, it's going to go off to the left, you know, naturally. Okay. But these are the three types of grips that are used in golf today by many of the pros. Next, I want to talk about the adjustments you can make in your stance. Now, in your stance, you want your feet about shoulder width apart, and the best way to aim and learn is to take a golf club and lay it down right at your toes, just like that. And then you back off and look at where your golf club is pointed, and that's where you're aiming. Now, that's why I have this drawn up here, because this is your target. And you want to get your feet, you want to get your toes pointed in that line directly at your target, where when you hit the ball, it goes straight to your target. Any little adjustment away from that direct line can provide a slice or a hook. These are just a couple of things that can help your stance and keep you from getting out of bounds with the ball. The stance is probably the most important part of the golf game because it controls where your ball goes. And lastly, I want to talk about the swing itself. Now, when you're swinging your club, the main thing to remember is you've got a weight shift and you have to keep your left arm straight, okay? When you bring the club back, your left arm is straight, and when you bring it through, you shift your weight. You just have to shift when you bring the club back, you shift onto your right foot. When you bring through, it's to your left foot. And keep that left arm good and straight. And that provides to keep the club face good and flat to your hitting surface. Now let's review what we've talked about today. Okay, first we talked about 3 types of grips. We talked about the baseball grip, which fingers down, the interlocking grip, thumb straight down the shaft, and the overlapping grip. Okay, we talked about our stance and getting our toes aligned up and using your golf club to get a straight line to the green. And we talked about the swing, about getting your weight shifted and getting the club through on the ball. Now, golf is a game that can be played from ages 2 to 92. If you can master it, we might just see you in the Masters someday.